The Wiper leader Kalonzo has issued his strongest warning yet to opposition allies, declaring that any leader who secretly engages President William Ruto without the knowledge of the coalition would be regarded as a betrayer of what he described as country's national consciousness. The remarks came during the press briefing on Thursday, July 30th, 2026, after Kalonzo hosted leaders associated with the Linda Mwananchi movement at the SKM Command Center in Karen, Nairobi. His comments appeared aimed at reinforcing unity within the opposition at a time when political activity is intensifying ahead of the 2027 general election. During the briefing, Kalonzo directly mentioned Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna and the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, as speculation continues over report that State House could be attempting to establish communication with influential opposition figures. Speaking firmly, Kalonzo warned that any undisclosed meeting with President Ruto would have serious political consequences within the opposition alliance. He stated that if he were to hear that Edwin Sifuna had met the president privately, it would effectively mark the end of their political understanding. He added that the same standard would apply to Rigathi Gachagua if he attempted a similar engagement. Listen to this.
So I want to tell Mr. William Ruto, please stop. Stop imagining that one Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka can ever join you. We'll meet at the ballot. We will have that conversation at the ballot on the 10th of August next year, God willing. We pray to God that He gives you good health, He gives us good health. Tukutane pale, so we can now consolidate our democracy and do away with this pretense. The people of Akalao are an amazing lot of people. They have actually brought, in addition to the Gen Zs, the people of Akalao are amazing people. They have shown that the right to development is a basic right.
Although Kalonzo did not present evidence to support his claims, he alleged that unnamed emissaries had been dispatched to approach opposition leaders, and according to him, the objective of those efforts was to weaken the emerging anti-government coalition as political preparations for the next presidential election continue. He argued that attempts to persuade opposition leaders to abandon the coalition represented a direct challenge to the broader political movement that has been taking shape under the Linda Mwananchi banner. Kalonzo maintained that anyone who looked back or accepted such overtures would, in his words, betray the national consciousness. His statement underscored his determination to keep opposition leaders united despite increasing political competition. The comments come at a significant moment for the opposition, and in recent months, the Linda Mwananchi movement has emerged as one of the principal platforms bringing together parties opposed to President William Ruto's administration. The alliance includes leaders from Wiper, DAP Kenya, Jubilee, and several other political formations that have committed themselves to presenting a united front ahead of the 2027 elections. One of the coalition's key messages has been the importance of maintaining internal unity while building a common political agenda capable of challenging the Kenya Kwanza administration. Against that backdrop, Kalonzo's warning reflected concerns that any sense of division could weaken the opposition's ability to present itself as a credible alternative government. His remarks also arrive amid sustained political speculation about possible dialogue between government figures and members of the opposition. While such speculation has featured prominently in political discussions, Kalonzo made it clear that he expects coalition partners to remain committed to collective decision-making rather than pursuing individual engagements. The meeting in Karen itself demonstrated ongoing consultations among opposition leaders as they continue shaping their strategy ahead of the next election cycle. Images released after the gathering showed Kalonzo hosting leaders aligned with the Linda Mwananchi movement, including Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna, reinforcing the coalition's public display of unity following weeks of political debate. The issue of unity has become increasingly important as parties begin positioning themselves for the highly anticipated 2027 presidential race. Leadership discussions, the coalition building efforts, and opinion polls are now becoming regular features of Kenya's political landscape as various camps seek to strengthen their chances before formal campaigns begin. One development that has generated significant discussion within opposition circles is a recent InfoTrack survey examining potential presidential ticket combinations. And according to the poll released on Monday, July 13th, 2026, the pairing of Kalonzo Musyoka as presidential candidate and Edwin Sifuna as running mate emerged as the most preferred opposition ticket nationally. The survey placed the Kalonzo-Sifuna combination at 23% support ahead of the proposed opposition pairings included in the study. The findings suggest changing political dynamics as opposition parties continue exploring possible alliances that could maximize their electoral appeal across different regions of the country. InfoTrack's research also highlighted notable demographic trends behind the proposed ticket, and according to the survey, the Kalonzo-Sifuna combination performed particularly strongly among young voters between the ages of 18 to 26, where it registered 31% support. That level of backing among younger voters may be politically significant considering the growing influence of youth in Kenya as electoral landscape and the increasing participation in national political debates. Regionally, the survey found the ticket enjoying its strongest support in Western Kenya, where it attracted 36% preference among respondents. The polling data has also added another dimension to ongoing conversations within the opposition over the most competitive presidential ticket for the next election. While opinion polls do not determine election outcomes, they often influence political negotiations, coalition discussions, and also campaign planning by providing insight to public sentiment at a particular point in time. For Kalonzo, the survey offers encouraging indicators as he continues to position himself within the broader opposition alliance. For Edwin Sifuna, the findings reinforce his growing prominence in national politics and his visibility within the Linda Mwananchi movement. Even so, Kalonzo's latest warning demonstrates that, in his view, electoral strength alone is not enough, and he emphasized that maintaining trust among coalition partners remain essential if the opposition hopes to remain united throughout the long road to the 2027 general election. His comments also illustrated the delicate balancing act facing opposition leaders as they seek to expand their political influence while preserving internal cohesion. Coalitions often bring together parties with different histories, priorities, and political ambitions, and as a result, maintaining unity requires continuous consultation, communication, and agreement on shared objectives. The Linda Mwananchi Alliance has repeatedly presented itself as a platform committed to offering an alternative political direction. Kalonzo's remarks indicate that coalition leaders are seeking to ensure that public disagreements or independent political engagements do not undermine that message. At the same time, the allegations regarding emissaries attempting to reach opposition figures remain claims made by Kalonzo during the press briefing, and no additional evidence was presented during his remarks, and the statement reflects his account of the political situation. As Kenya moves closer to the next electoral cycle, political alliances are expected to remain fluid with continued negotiations, consultations, and public messaging shaping the national conversation. The coming months are likely to see increased interaction among political leaders as parties assess possible partnerships, evaluate public opinion, and refine their electoral strategies. For now, Kalonzo Musyoka has delivered one of the clearest messages yet to members of the opposition coalition. Unity must remain the guiding principle, and any private engagement with President William Ruto's outside the coalition's agreed position would, in his view, amount to a betrayal of the political cause they are seeking to advance. His warning, delivered before fellow opposition leaders gathered under the Linda Mwananchi banner, highlights both the opportunities and also challenges facing the coalition as it prepares for one of the Kenya's most closely watched elections. Whether the alliance maintains its unity in the months ahead could prove to be one of the defining political questions leading into the 2027 general election. What are your thoughts on this development? Share your views in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this report, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications for more in-depth political news and analysis.